Hey, SmokeOut boys, we back. We had a WrestleMania hiatus. You know what I mean? So had to enjoy ourselves and a break from UFC. But that's the beauty about them being one company now. You know, they give space for each other,
Well, nah,
fan
yeah,
base
they
to watch both.
now because they used to step on each other's toes, but now it's one
Hmm.
company, so
So they can't
they're family now.
family. But yeah, man, it's been a couple of weeks, but we have to do a recap real quick of
Do
UFC
we?
14. Felt like so long ago, but we just had one weekend without UFC, and it felt like a long time. But it was jam packed. But UFC 314 was a big event here. It was for those that don't remember, it was Volkanovski against Lopez. And we'll go through real quick. You know, like Ernesto said, just a quick 0-4, but nothing too out there, all plus money. So just -4 units there. You know, we all got one of those weeks there, but not too bad. And then for me, I went 3-1 with a close, sketchy
Hey,
one, but I ended up positive with plus 2.4 units. The one I got wrong was actually Raposo, which it's a little sketch. I mean, it was close, but I didn't think he was the superior fighter at the end, so didn't cash there as a dog. But got the Cornell was the opening one. Now that was the one I felt like was the best bet for me, really the one I was most confident in. And then second most confident, I liked Volkanovski, which that one cashed to -125. Classic Volk, man. What do you think about that, man? People were worried if he was washed or not, and you know he's not
yeah,
peak, but
good job for Volk. He controlled it most of the fight. If you look after the fight, you would think the other guy won though, but yeah, shout out to Volk. It was a big win for him. First time anybody to do that in those weight classes or something like that.
mhm. So that's kind of crazy. So shout out to him, champ. And then I had a parlay with Tulio, who was beating the shit out of Trayshawn Gore. Like, damn, I'm surprised he didn't finish him earlier. And then Julian Arosa, he also won. I forgot how he won, but and then Silva. Which one was Silva? I'm over here thinking of Gene Silva. He ended up choking out and submitting Bryce Mitchell, which was insane. Like no one was thinking that was gonna happen, right? Like redneck jujitsu getting
Well,
tapped out.
it's like the exact same fight as like the Ilya Topuria fight. Topuria did the same thing,
Mhm.
tapped him out.
So yeah, Bryce is a sketch, but yeah, man. But we move on. That break felt like so long ago, but that was a good event. I was glad there was a lot of good fights on the card. Big name value, they got it all. So I enjoyed that event. But this week we go to Kansas City. Your boy is in the building. No, but Kansas City, it's a fight night, but you know it's going to be at a city instead of the Apex, and we got a new headliner, Ian Machado Garry against Carlos Prates. But we start from the bottom here. A lot of actually decent names on this card here. But starting off, we got Chelsea Chandler against Jocelyn Edwards at the 135 here. This is a curtain jerker, whatever you want to call it. But interesting. They got this is crazy here. Let me throw the odds out there for you. You got Jocelyn Edwards here at -280 right now, and Chelsea Chandler
Damn.
plus 240. But Edwards was at one point -300, which in this matchup, naturally, obviously, technically sound. Edwards, I think, is a much better striker. Obviously, she's pretty durable as well. But I didn't expect her to be minus like 300 or whatever the fuck it is. So when I looked at that, it's like, fuck, like, I think Jocelyn Edwards wins, so that's my pick. But to lay -300 is a little sketchy. You know, just thinking about it, like Jocelyn Edwards against anyone -300 is interesting. Uh, but but Chelsea Chandler, man, she's durable. She's from Stockton, fighting out of the Diaz whole camp there. She's well known for running away from Norma Dumont in that
For
one
real.
fight when she was getting pieced up. But hey, she got the better jujitsu. She's definitely a big girl on the heavier side. So making weight is also going to be a tough thing for Chelsea Chandler and Jocelyn Edwards too. But I think more so Chelsea Chandler. And yeah, man, I just think I understand why people are taking flyers with Chelsea Chandler at plus 240 or whatever. It's hard for me to even think she wins as well, but she could. Better grappler if it gets to the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Who do you
nasty
like?
fight, but I gotta go with Edwards. I mean,
I mean,
Edwards got like the more fights in there, and I feel like she's developed more skill. She's a better striker, and like the other girl, she ran and in all her other fights, she looks like whatever. So for sure, I'm gonna go with Edwards.
mhm. Next up, man, what do we got here? We got. Oh shit, my shit is slow. Okay, got it. More of a banger fight here. We got Timmy Kwamba against Roberto Romero at 145 here. If you guys know Timmy Kwamba, he's from the Contender Series originally. They call him Twilight because of the book or the movie, however you want to see it. But yeah, man, he had 2 fights since in the UFC, and he's actually lost them both. Lucas Almeida, he lost by unanimous decision, and he lost a split decision to Balaji Oki in his debut fight. So both were last year. So he's still young, still on his way up, but he's never been knocked out. So it's still durable at this point, and he's going against someone that is making their I believe their debut here, Roberto Romero. His record's okay, not too sexy, 8-4, but this guy's a typical badass. The people he's fought one fight before against David Onama and lost by decision. So it's like, do you get an excuse for that, right? I mean, I guess in a way, but these odds are at around a pick'ems right now, I think. Yeah, it's around roughly a pick'ems. You can find it in different places, but a lot of money's been coming in on Romero, and I understand, but man, do I wait? Because I think Kwamba has to win at some point because he was actually touted prospect here, but I'm afraid he might be winning until he's not winning. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna be the more volume guy, probably grappling guy, and then Romero's just a dog. He's never gonna be out of the fight. So that part is a little sketchy. You could be winning the whole fight and then just get slept up. So, but I guess for the sake of this video, I'm going Kwamba here at the pick'ems price. Who do you like?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Onama just because I haven't seen Kwamba get
You mean
down.
Romero?
I mean Romero. I thought it was Onama.
No,
What's the
Nama's the
what's the
guy who's
favorite? How much of a favorite is he?
Romero's like minus 118 on Bet Line. So they're about he started as the underdog though.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna
it's
just go
good.
with Romero. No hot take.
Romero. All right. Next up, man.
Say his name is Joe Andre.
Hey. Okay, we got another horny fight here. Jacqueline
Hey.
Amorim against Pollyanna Viana. Man, Amorum's 9-1, known as that prospect, and she's a huge favorite in this. People would say rightfully so, but now she's all the way up to minus 800. And Pollyanna Viana's plus 550, which is a little insane for a women's fight. But hey, Jacqueline Morham's never been finished. The only loss she's had is against my girl Sam Hughes back in 2023, but that was her debut fight, so that's a little understandable. But Pollyanna Viana, man, she's 13-7, already 32 years old, hasn't really done much. Lost to Jillian Roberts, lost to Lucindo by submission. She's supposed to be a BJJ specialist, but she's been wanting to strike, but has no power behind the strikes. So it's like, I think she's out here. She's kind of the OnlyFans type of vibe going on. But
Yeah,
at the
she for
same
sure.
time,
She's on the downhill. She has like some sub skills, but yeah, I don't know. It's lately she's been getting whooped on, so for sure not. I mean, it's worth it on the dog if you want, but she just ain't been showing nothing where she's like, yeah, doing anything.
yeah, I would say maybe was it Jacqueline Moran by submission is minus 165. God damn, that's crazy. Yeah, it's hard. The odds are a little wild here, man. But yeah, I think Amorim wins, and I don't even. That's the problem. Like, I'm not big on it, Jacqueline Amorim. I think she's overrated, actually. But
Yeah, but
she's way
Pollyanna,
better than Vienna.
yeah, if anything, Pollyanna is like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
It's all about like if you do inside the distance, maybe for this one.
exactly. It's probably a submission, but it's just like I'm probably not betting on that fight. Just letting y'all know, like that's probably not my thing. Even the unders 2.5 is minus 260. Damn.
That's crazy.
So they think she's gonna sub her for sure. Next up, man, we got a prospect type of fight here. This is a dope matchup for the not wrestling, but MMA. Yags. We got Cameron Simone against Malcolm Wellmaker, man. Simone's, was supposed to be a prospect here, and he still is. He's only 24 years old, man. He's lost the
Simon.
last 2 fights against Peyton Talbot and Christian Rodriguez, which are actually excellent fighters, I would think, for that division, for that age bracket. So, every time he's had a top competition, he's failed, but he's also durable. I mean, he fights till the end, but we got Wellmaker here, who's a hybrid, mixed. And hey, he's throwing bombs. He got power, he got chin. The only thing is he's new, right? He's on Contender Series. But before, and he's not even a full-time fighter, by the way. He does pipe fitting. He's a certified pipe fitter. So he'd be welding and doing different shit like that and having a whole job. And then also training. So that part is sketch, right? And Simon or however you want to call him, he needs a win here. And this is arguably a step down in competition in theory. However, I think Wellmaker's going to have the moments, whereas Simon may have the volume and the grappling, but I think Wellmaker can finish him here. But I like Wellmaker. I'm gonna go Wellmaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you with the Wellmaker.
Welder.
Yeah, fuck it, man. He works in 9 to 5. But Simon is good though. He was like he was supposed to be little Driscus, but he's coming off a couple L's to some minority, so I think I'm gonna just keep the trend going.
Yeah. No, but typically this is kind of the spot you look for like prospects that haven't panned out but fought really good competition. If they lose like a couple, on that third time, usually they get a little step down in comp and then they do really well because they need that win. So usually in this situation, I always bet on that type of shit. But at the same time, I'm kind of big on this Wellmaker, but I can see him making rookie mistakes and, maybe getting out volumed a little bit. That's how he loses. But I don't see him getting finished by Cameron. So
yeah, he's also like, because he's not full-time trainer. Well, he has a job too, so yeah.
Yeah, a real ass job, like a physical job. And South Africa's MMA scene, going to be on the up, with that DDP vibes. So yeah, that too. Speaking of vibes, we got Damon Blackshear against Alengateng Heli. I don't even know how to really say his name, but he's one of those Asians with the one names, So yeah, this guy's probably the Mongolian Knight. That's his name. But yeah, Dan, this is another one with the crazy odds. I mean, this card has been tough for me on the betting scene wise, but he's a huge favorite here. What do we got? I don't even see him on here. Oh yeah, here he is.
460.
Damon Blackshear minus 460. Yeah.
Submission is what? 360. Submission is Blackshear by submission. Oh fuck! I clicked on the wrong one.
Blackshear by submission is plus 150 right now.
I mean, yeah, you could have to go with that. Like, I think didn't he just recently fight?
Yeah, this is a short turnaround, I believe. Last fight was against Cody Gibson back in March.
Oh yeah, and he tapped him too. After he was getting kind of lit up on the feet, he got kicked with something, and then he got taken down, and then Blackshear just ended up tapping him out. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so he's going hard.
I think by sub, just again, especially like you said with these one name Asian guys, it's kind of rough.
Yeah, and this guy's already 33, and he throws bombs though. He's down to throw bombs, but I really think that's his only really path, and he's kind of been out for about almost a year now. So,
under 2.5 plus 120. That doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, if you think they're gonna get finished, because I think if Blackshear loses, he's gonna get finished as well, like knocked out or something like that. So,
and it has to be like early, just the way like Cody was getting them.
Mm-hmm. So,
if you let him,
no hot take from me though, Blackshear.
Yeah, maybe submission for sure.
Submission plus 150 doesn't sound too bad for a minus 460. I like that. But yeah, I'm probably gonna put him in a greasy parlay. One of those greasers.
Hey.
Next up, man, we got Chris Gutierrez against John Castaneda at 145 here. Chris Gutierrez, man, this is damn near a pick'ems fight. So this has been kind of sketchy in my opinion, man. Both guys I'm not very high on. Obviously, we know Chris Gutierrez with his leg kicks, but he's already 34 years old. I honestly don't see him being champion. People aren't big on his style. I'm not big on his style. But I mean, he gets the job done sometimes. He beat Quang Lee, which okay, bro, like that's not super impressive. He was minus 600 because the dude took a short notice. Lost to Song Yadong, but he did last. So that's the one thing he got going for him is he's durable, right? But he doesn't fight that much. His level of competition isn't excellent, you know. So that anytime he's fought anyone that's anyone, he's definitely gonna lose. But John Castaneda, I mean, he just lost to Daniel Marcos in a close one. And then before that, he won against a couple people here, Kung Yu Kang, Moyin Gafarov. But, you know, name-wise, I mean, I don't think it's super amazing. So this one's tough, man. I guess the Gutierrez by decision, but I don't think I'm betting on this, bro. I don't like betting on this. And you know what? Honestly, I'm not trying to lay juice with Chris Gutierrez. You know, that's just my thing right now.
This
so
is
I guess Castaneda value.
Oh god damn it! This is a what's it called? Rescheduled fight, right? They were supposed to fight like a few weeks ago or something like that, and then Castaneda got sick, or was it Gutierrez got messed up?
I don't know who got messed up here, but yeah, this is they were supposed to fight last month. Last month for sure. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. You got to see who's the one that pulled out because that matters.
Yeah, because I think Castaneda was a favorite in the when it first happened, right? Or am I tripping?
I think it was about a pick him too, right?
Okay, yeah, I think you're right.
It was bet up on Chris Gutierrez. I'll actually try to confirm that now. Chris Gutierrez.
Man, Halliburton really be it's all subject, but live he really be diamond, huh?
Yeah. Hey, yeah. So this fight opened up as pick'ems, and money's been coming in on Gutierrez, so that now he's 140.
Gutierrez.
So I mean, I understand it, man. Like kick wise, I think he has multi-dimension and he'll be durable. So, but you never know, bro. People, you don't get knocked out till you get knocked out. You know.
Facts.
Especially he's not getting any younger. So go to sleep, old man. So I don't know. Value wise, I just don't think it's there. So a lot of these fights, man, I came off a good week, and now it's like they're not trying to bless me with any easy spots. I feel like, you know, no blessings.
Not at all.
Next up, man, we got Evan Elder against Gage Young. Another one that's a little sketch because Gage Young took this on short notice. Evan Elder was supposed to fight. Who's he supposed to fight? Oh, Ahmad Hassan Zada, who actually had to pull out because I think he got arrested for sexual assault. I believe.
Damn.
So in Sacramento over last week or something like that. So scumbag dude, if that's true. I mean, they actually arrested him. It's not even like going to try to like just grab him. So yeah, man, I don't know about this. I haven't done enough looked into this or any research on this kid yet. So, but the odds right now are Evan Elder's minus 190 and Young is plus 165, which is sketch because Elder was originally like a minus 300 or more against the other dude, the Hassan dude. So now you're telling me this short notice kid is actually supposed to be allegedly better, projected to be better than the competition before. So, yeah, I mean, I think Elder is a dog, and I was already going to put Elder in my greasy parlay in the last matchup. This matchup, not 100% sure yet, but see if I want to lay juice. But money's been coming in on that kid, Gage Young, so I'm going to pump the brakes there.
Gage.
But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to just go with the favorite here.
And
but I probably won't even touch this one, though.
For real. They're not blessing us with anything. Let's see where this guy's from. He's only 24 years old, by the way.
Mm.
And he's a knockout guy, of course. He's from FAC. And he was on Contender Series, but he lost to Killen Sakil. Oh, I remember. Oh, man. See, that's sketch too. Anyways. Yeah, I'm not betting on that right now. Next up, we got Matt Schnell against Jimmy Flick. How interesting. And they got Matt Schnell, big favorite here. Schnell is a minus 250 right now. Shit, at one point I saw he was like minus 300. A lot of minus 300s here. Yeah, exactly. It's like I get it. Like he's rightfully the favorite, but he's 35 years old as well. He's actually older than Jimmy Flick, even though
has been getting slept. Even the last fight, the ref was like, "My God, your head hit the canvas hella loud." He's like, "You're gonna hear it. Watch." It was like, damn, like Yeah, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, it
That's
was
crazy.
here's his last loss. Ninja Joke by Cody Durden, red flag. And then Steve Urseg, was the one that knocked him out hella bad. And then he got knocked out by Nicolau, and he finished Super Darji. That's it. It's like, I get it. He's fighting some killers in there. And Jimmy Flick's been gone and he looks kind of beat up and a drug addict. But, like, hey, if it gets to the ground, bro, it might get a little sticky. The striking, there's no question. Like, he's better. And I don't think Jimmy Flick's gonna win at all, but he
How is
did beat
this
Cody Durden.
headlining the prelims? That's crazy.
So yeah, I like, obviously, no hot take, like I said, but I like Schnell, but at the same time, it's the same thing as the first fight, where the odds are just like, do I really want to lay this much with him? I gotta think about it. Like that's all. But because of I think it's because of the lack of power that Flick has on the feet that I don't think that it's a threat when they're standing. So as long as Snell's standing, he's going to dominate the fight. So, yeah. You think the dog got a chance?
Nah, I'm going with Chanel. Even though
Unfortunately,
it's a
it's a lot
sketch fight,
stinky.
though.
It's stinky at 125.
For real.
Next up, man, another stinky fight, TBH, all right? We got Ikram Aliskerov against Andre Muniz, man. And, I think somebody's going to get finished here, but it's a crazy lopsided odds-wise. You got Aliskerov minus 500 right now, Muniz plus 375. I get it. I mean, how can you lay this much with Aliskerov? He should win. He's in his prime. All he did was lose to Robert Whittaker, got knocked out by him, but it's Robert Whittaker. I think, you got to respect that. And this is a big step down in competition. It's like a bounce back spot. Whereas Andre Muniz is 35 years old. Last fight was in 2023, lost by split, or he won by split, which I think he shouldn't have won anyways. Then he's just been getting finished by people. So, yeah, man, I guess Aliskerov in my greasy parlay. Maybe he's rightfully minus 500. I don't know. Right.
Man, yeah, Muniz hasn't fallen a while. It's kind of on like the downhill, but he is live. Like he does be catching people with some random shit. And
Subs.
Ikram no, he be knocking people out too though. Or am I tripping?
I mean, he has knocked somebody out.
Nah, yeah, he's all
He has a good
submission.
record.
He's all submission with it. No, he's all submission. But
Last
yeah,
time he knocked somebody out was yeah, there we go.
But yeah, Ikram, I mean, he came off of his last fight was short notice, was like a week or something against to fight Robert Whittaker, right? In Saudi Arabia. So like
Yeah.
So he didn't get to pretty, and then yeah, I think he takes that easy minus 500. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of these fights, man, they're sketchy. Man, how about, what do you think about inside the distance? What's that? Under over's at 1.5.
Oh, okay. Maybe the over though.
Over minus 125 or something. Yeah, I think inside the distance. Oh damn, Aliskerov inside the distance minus 450. Oh hell no. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Next up, man, we got Randy Brown against Nicholas Dalby. Rude Boy, he's the favorite, man. But yeah, Rude Boy right now, he's a minus 250. Dalby's plus 210. I get it, but he is 34, man. Physically, he's way more gifted. He just lost a split to Brian Battle. And Dalby, he's actually been real, but he's 40 years old. He's not getting any better, but he's been surprising. He's never been finished. And he just lost a split by Renat Fakardinov, which some people could argue was like, he had a shot there. He kind of got robbed. So, I don't know, man. This one, all I know is I'm not laying that with Rude Boy.
I feel like that was like Fakardinov should have won that fight, but the one where he got over was against the other guy, the guy from PFL, Liao.
Which one? Are you talking about Randy Brown?
No, for Fakardinov.
Fakardinov?
Because he just fought Dalby, you said, right? That's Dalby's last fight?
Yeah, Dalby lost to Fakardinov.
No, but I feel like Fakardinov won that one because, like I said, he got played against the Liao. Like, he should have beat Fakardinov, but they were, like, overseas in, like, Saudi Arabia, too, right? So,
yeah.
Or one of them.
Well, Fakardinov
What's the name got played too? Randy Brown and Brian Battle. I was fine with it because I was on Battle, but that fight was for show sketch. I think they were trying to protect Battle in that one, but yeah, Randy Brown maybe like Dolby's always live. You know he be taking these guys like he ain't no punk, but I gotta go with the rude boy Bamba Clut.
Yeah, I think Randy Brown's obviously rightfully the favorite. I mean, physically, he's way more gifted, way more. His striking reach is going to be much better, and I mean, his power might be more too. To be honest, So let's see how the cardio could help, and for Dalby, if Dalby could have cardio at 40 years old, which he has that breathing technique. He has like a special breathing technique he does, but at the same time, there ain't no breathing for 40-year-olds, in the UFC. So that's also sketch for me. So like for me, it's like, do I think there's enough skin in the game for Dalby at this point? Like minus earlier, he was like plus 190. So I was like, it's not enough. So I didn't fire him. But what does he get? If he gets like plus 250 or more, I might be interested. But he's plus 210 right now. So I don't know. Next up, man, we got Michelle Pereira against Abus Magomedov. This is also really interesting to me because we got your boy as the favorite, which is also my boy, Pereira. He's minus 135 right now, but he was a much bigger favorite when he first opened, and Abus is plus 115. But when this first opened, let me just double check this because I was pretty surprised. Pereira is like minus 175, minus 180 originally. So now he's all the way down. So there's been money going on Abus, and in that part, I'm like, does people got inside information on Pereira's camp going bad? Or
Pereira got his ass beat his last fight against Fluffy, so that could be something to it. Like he got the brakes beat off him, first time ever. So coming back from that, so we got to see how his psyche is. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna be like ready to. Because the thing is, off athleticism, what's his name should win Pereira like a lot of these fights. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
But like, what does Abus really got for him? But Abus is not even. He's what's his last name again? Nurmagomedov, right?
Yeah, exactly. But he don't.
But then, like, he's not even a grappler guy like that. He's more of a striker. So I feel like him trying to strike with Pereira, unless Pereira is going to be just gunshot now after getting his ass beat, which I don't think so. But what's Pereira by knockout? Pereira Michel.
Pereira by knockout is plus 180.
Yeah, that means that might be if he's like really out there, like you know what I'm saying, trying to get a win again. Because that was his first loss or his real loss, right? Because he lost to Diego, and oh no, he lost to that little skinny white guy too.
Let's see. He lost to. Are you talking about? He lost to Diego Sanchez and Tristan Connolly. Remember he did the flips, but that was because like that was his second fight in the UFC.
His first few fights here, where he was being like an idiot. But yeah, we'll just see how he does at this one, man. I damn near put someone on by TKO Pereira. I might drop on that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I like Pereira, but then now that he's even cheaper, I think this is the time to jump in. I think if we can get him at like minus 135, 130 or better now, it's like now the value has to be off a boost. Like you said, like he has a chance, right? He might be more disciplined or whatever it is, and he does have long arms and he can strike. And arguably, he might be a better striker than Pereira, but Pereira, I believe Pereira has the power and he has the chin. On top of, and I think he could grapple, a little bit, and then he could do a little bit of jiu-jitsu. So for me, and he's the better athlete, right? So it's like at these prices, bro, you're getting close to that pick'ems range. I like that. I like Pereira. I also, man, the over is at 1.5. I'm leaning on the over at 1.5, minus 175. But I like Pereira here at 135, man. I might make that one of my best bets this week.
For real.
Yeah, man. A boost, man, is sketch. Next up, we got the return of Giga Chikadze against David Onama. This is what you were thinking about Onama. He is on.
Yeah, that's what I was like, what the fuck?
At 145 here, Giga, man, he's 36 years old already, but he's coming back. He's never been knocked out. His last fight was in the summer of July last year, and he lost to Arnold Allen, where he got beat up bad, and lost by decision. He's only beaten Alex Caceres, and he did beat Edmund Barboza, Cub Swanson. So since he's been in the UFC, some decent wins here. So he's fought some decent comp.
Yeah, he's barely fighting though now. Like, look at that gap. He went 8-20, 28, 21, 115, 20, 22, 8, 26, 23, and then 24. So he's fighting like once a year.
Exactly, and he's getting older.
Yeah.
And those things are never good there. And you got Onama getting into his prime here. And the crazy thing, Onama's a favorite, minus 160
I mean,
against Giga, who's plus 140, just because he's more
rightfully,
active, up and coming.
yeah, rightfully, and he has the youth on his side. But I mean, Giga's always live, like, just because of his where he's been. But like, I don't know. I feel like the inactivity and the age, I'm gonna have to go with Onama. But I'm not. I won't be surprised if like what's Chikadze by like knockout, especially because
Chikadze.
the Georgian hype. He might be one of the Georgian real ones, not like the other dude who blew it.
Chikadze by knockout is plus 450.
Oh, he's never been knocked out though, Onama. So
Yeah, neither guy's been knocked out. So that, I mean, there's a first to everything, but that's kind of where you're
well, I
at.
think has Giga ever lost knocked out? Because he came from kickboxing, right?
Yep, he used to be a kickboxer. Money's been coming in on Nama a little bit, not much. It's a two-way
Yeah, I
action.
mean, yeah, I'm gonna just have to go with the youth in this one, but I won't be surprised if Giga wins because this is like the kind of fight where he can make a little comeback. Because like he's been fighting like top guys. I know Nama's not even like what top 15 or top 20, so
Yeah, exactly.
neither is Giga. Neither is Giga now, right? But he has fought those people.
It's like potential over credential right now. It's like the competition that Giga has fought. Yeah, like you said, much better, right? Onama's kind of on the upcoming. But what made me pump the brakes is I thought Onama was going to be like pick'ems or Onama was going to be like a plus 110, 115. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay, I'll take Onama at like those numbers. Then now he's a little bigger favorite, and they made me pump the brakes because like. I mean, his competition isn't bad at all by any means because they're actually pretty good. Jonathan Pierce, Gabriel Santos, he beat Nate Landwehr, bro. He lost to Nate Landwehr, who's a dog, who's like a real beast.
he's a real
But
technical
technically,
fighter, but yeah, well, no, he has like good technical skills, but he does like to get brawl and stuff like that. But yeah,
exactly.
that was like younger though, Nate, right? He's like
That
shot.
was back in 2022, yeah.
Yeah, 2 years.
And
He's like
Mason
38.
Jones, that's an okay loss, but that was his debut too. So that one makes you pump the brakes a little bit on favor. But yeah, I mean, I like Onama too, but I just see this fight being standing, which probably will be. And when it's standing, like I think Giga could compete with anybody. You
Yeah.
know,
No,
that's
for
the only
sure.
thing.
So I don't know. Knockout might be nice. Juicy plus 400.
Yeah, what's the under too? Uh, Under is plus 160 for under 2.5. Might be wrong. I mean, but none of these guys have ever been knocked out, so that's the thing. But we've seen both guys injured and wobbly before, so it's like
Yeah.
it's possible. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. I think it should be a pick 'em. So I guess for me, it's like value wise. If you're looking at value, it's on Giga at plus 140 or whatever big plus number you can get. But who do I predict to win? I think Odama wins. So I guess that's a cop out, but hey, that's why I haven't bet on it, bro. That's the only thing pumping me back from betting on Onama. Next up, man, we have Anthony Smith against Ming Yang Zhang. Man, this is Anthony Smith fighting again, man. Mr. Active. Respect to him. But once again, he's the big underdog. You got
Ming Yang Zhang
yeah,
be sleeping people, right?
yep, he's the boxing has that giant Chinese guy. This is like the UFC version. But he's minus the Chinese dude's minus 500. Anthony Smith plus 375 as per usual. I mean, what else to say about Anthony Smith? I mean, he did lose to Dominic Reyes, but I mean that aging is decent because Dominic Reyes did well. His last fight killed the dude. Lost to Roman Dolce, who I'm decently high on. So you never know. But Ming
Nah, I mean,
Zhang
yeah. Look
here,
at his last 3 fights are like what? Like you just said, the Elite, reinvigor Dominic Reyes, and then you got before that it was Khalil Roundtree, right?
mm-hmm,
But then
yeah,
when did he win? That
he
was
beat
against.
Victor Petrino right
Yeah,
after
okay.
his loss to what's his name, the one you just
It's
said.
because he took his the other guy like. How'd he beat him? He like tapped him with something, right?
Yeah, I think he tapped him. Let me
Yeah, I
look.
mean, that's the thing is Smith. If he can't get clipped, he does have better skills, and he's
Yeah,
fought the who's who. But it's all about
guillotine
that.
him.
It's all about that chin is still holding up.
Yeah, that's my thing here is like, Min Zhang, he's obviously gonna throw haymakers and try to win. But look at the competition level.
Yeah, it's
Here's the
just
thing. Road to UFC, red flag. And he fought Tuco Tokos or whatever. Nah. And then he beat Brenton Roberto, who, yeah, he won his last fight and stuff, but like I'm not high on him. And then you got fucking Ozzy Diaz, who's even worse than Brenton Romero, in my opinion. So now you're like, what are we doing here? So at the same time, as much as I think Ming Yang is gonna knock out Anthony Smith, and Anthony Smith is just washed, so it's like, bro, if
yeah.
this gets to the ground or he takes him down at any point, it could be sketchy, and Anthony Smith could be live on some desperation shit. And he's experienced, bro. And his knowledge, his IQ for fighting is definitely going to be better than Ming Zhang Yang.
Well,
You
yeah, because that's
know?
the thing about this Ming Zhang Yang. He hasn't been out the first round in the UFC yet. So
Yeah. And let's put this here. I see some value here off top right here. I haven't bet it yet, but Anthony Smith by sub plus 800. What is that?
that is cool. But if I feel like if you just want to just go to try to,
See Anthony Smith win somehow.
yeah, I
Plus
mean the money
375.
line
Sprinkle
straight.
on, yeah. Plus 375, and then you might want to put a sprinkle on the plus 800 sub. You know, because I see that's where the biggest advantage he got is. Because if he stays standing, I just don't see like the advantage. Like one dude's gonna fall down, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Anthony Smith. Between the two. So that's all I'm saying. Um, but yeah, at the same time, minus 500 for Zhang Mingyang makes me feel uncomfortable on this resume. It's like he's probably gonna win by knockout or nothing. I feel like. What is this?
Yeah,
Minus?
fucking
Yeah,
B.
man. Fuck it, man. This is sketchy. But yeah, I think Zhang wins, but Anthony Smith is all the value, of course. No way. And now we got to the main event here at 170. We got a surging prospect of, I guess he's more than a prospect now. He's going to be a title contender soon. Carlos Prates from the Fighting Nerds against Ian Machado Garry, another up and comer. Kind of like thinks he's already there, but people know him as the Cuff Ian Garry here. He's minus 125 right now. Prates plus 105. Yeah, who do you like? I know you're a big fan. Well, we're big fans of Carlos Prates.
Prates is that dude, but I don't know. This is a short notice fight too for Ian Garry, right?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Man, I don't know, bro.
The Brazilian Ian Garry.
The undefeated fighting nerds, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like Ian Gary's just gonna like I seen in a lot of the comments is just try to put that wet blanket on him. And the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
we haven't seen nobody like no good grappler against Prates yet to be able to do that. And Ian Garry at the end of that fight with Shafkat, he almost subbed him with something. So I mean that was like allegedly Shafkat was hurt, right? He had a torn MCL or something like that. So
Allegedly, yeah.
maybe why he didn't look that good. But that fight was a close fight. I mean, yeah, Shafkat did win, but it was still like it was competitive. And I don't know. That's the only thing that's interesting about this fight to see how Prates can deal with that. Because the thing about Ian Garry, everybody he fights, he grapples him now. Like that's his whole thing. Like even against like MVP and shit like that, he's able to grapple you down and just control the match and stuff like that. But like Prates, he's a beast though, smoking cigarettes. But he has some L's. Garry only got one loss, and that's a respectable loss against Shafkat Rahmanov. You know what I mean? Also on short notice for Ian Garry on that fight, which I was at.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess I gotta pick the Irishman, but for the pick, yeah, but for sure, I mean, I'm rooting for Prates, but like just MMA knowledge wise, if I know anything about this shit, is that's the reason why I think
Like you
Gary's
want to
gonna
be
win.
right for the pick, just for the pick to be correct. You would take
Yeah, well, because
Ian
that's how
Garry.
I see the fight. Because
Yeah.
like I said, like him sleeping Ian Garry, that'd be crazy. Like nobody's touched his chin like that at all
Yeah.
yet. You know what I
Well,
mean? But
Jeff Neal actually gave him some sketchiness a little
yeah,
bit. He only won by split decision. That people were kind of surprised. Whereas he kind of like wet blanket and dominated, like you said, MVP,
yeah.
which was a different style. But just the IQ wise, I mean, fighting nerds is known for their IQ, for their camp, right? But how do you view like Prate's IQ? Maybe it's great, maybe it's not.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just
like,
he has
he,
an
he
image he
he got some
portrays.
L's on his record. Look at 18-6. So, But the thing is, like, I feel like I don't know if his striking is that good, like where he like. Well, who did he finish his last fight? He knocked out Steven Thompson, or what was it? Prates.
His last fight is he knocked out Neil Magny, and then
Okay,
he
and see,
knocked in the first
he
round.
yeah, he knocked him out crazy, and that's like the first time we've seen Manny get knocked out in a while.
Yeah, and then he
And
knocked
then
out Zhang Ling, Li Zhang Liang.
he's knocked out
Second
everybody
round.
in the UFC he's fought, but it's also been like, I mean, you can devil's advocate here. You could be like Charles Radke, who's like low key, whatever. Jing Liang has been on the way out. You know what I mean? He's not the same no more. As well
Mhm.
as Neil Magny, who is way long in the tooth, and like, but that was impressive to get him out in the first round. But I think I'm gonna go with the Irish Brazilian.
Yeah, I'm with you here, man. I mean, I know the fan, like the normal fans, don't might not like him, and he's the cuck. But hey, man, I'm here to just make some money, bro. I think the price is right here. I think the hype on Prates is this is a perfect situation for the hype to be up on Prates. And don't get
Yeah,
me wrong, like he definitely could knock out Ian Gary. He could knock out anybody. So
yeah.
like it's still going to be a sketchy, like clench your butt cheeks type of fight, at times, especially if you're on Ian Gary, because at any point. But I think Ian Gary's IQ is just as good, not as better than the fighting nerds. He's kind of comes from that camp. He knows the style. He does his research. I think he's just gonna be not smoking cigarettes.
Well, he
Not
still
drinking.
he
You
still
know what I
say he
mean?
smokes like 18 or some shit a day.
Pratis?
Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah. So
he
I
says he
like
be
that.
smoking the cigs, but he tries not to drink though.
That's
But it's
good.
always around. But he says he only tries to stick to smoking the cigarettes.
Hey man, whatever works for. I mean, it's working so far. So it's like you can't hate on the game, and it's fun and entertaining as fans.
That boy
So
wild.
yeah, so I fuck with it.
I
But
fuck with
yeah,
him too.
I'm going Ian Machado Gary, and I also like the over. I'm gonna be on the over 2.5. I think that both guys can make this fight last, especially if they're talking about going 5 rounds.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
sure if it goes 5 rounds, but I think over 2.5 could be a good look.
well, all Gary's fights are like, when's the last time he got a finish?
Let's see, man.
Daniel
Last
D
time,
Rod against
yeah, D
in
Rod.
2023.
He don't be knocking people out cold though. That's the thing. He's very like
No.
strategic, volume. Pick his
I don't think
spots.
he knocks out Prates either. What's Gary by decision?
I like that one. I like that one a lot. Gary by decision, probably the most likely outcome. It's plus 235. I like that. I like
Uh,
that. I like that. Like right now, I might just might just put a little something on it
Sprinkle a little
right now.
some. And what's Prates by like TKO?
Prates TKOs plus 175. I
Oh
think you have
wow.
to sprinkle a little bit on that too if you're on the Prates side.
Yeah.
Like put a little bit up to plus 170 because I think that's the only way I see him winning is knocking out Gary. I don't think he's
Yeah.
gonna outpoint him in 5 rounds, and but I also think it's more likely that both these guys are pretty durable. But at the
Yeah.
same time, Prates is more likely to get the knockout. I don't think Gary could really knock out Prates, so that's why I like that decision so much from Ian Gary. But hey, that's submission. What do you think about submission? Ian Gary's been searching, trying to submit people.
I mean, I don't know. He does train with, like you said, the fighting nerd, so he's like, that's why I feel like it'd have to outpoint him. But I feel like he can control him. But yeah, this is also like a big the O's on the for the fighting nerds. This might be their first loss.
Yeah, and everyone thought it was going to be Roofy. It's
Nah,
going to
he's a
be,
beast.
yeah, be his first loss, but we'll see. Maybe not, man. And this will be huge up if Prates pulls this off and wins and sleeps him, or even just wins any way possible, but probably sleeps him.
Yeah.
That's going to be skyrocketing him, bro, to the
Nah, for
next
sure.
tier. Yeah,
I don't
but
know. I feel like this is gonna be the reality check where, oh, man, I gotta stop partying.
you think so? That it's gonna be sad. He's gonna be sad about it.
But he's live for sure. It's gonna be a good fight. That's like the man. It's really the only fight I like on here. All these are
Yeah,
like
sorry, y'all.
garbage.
I had to put in that little bet real quick. Yeah. So best bets, man. Best bets. Best bets. Let's get back on it.
On it, jump on it. Yeah, I'm
Who
gonna
you like?
do a greasy one off the rip with Amorum,
Yeah, Moro.
Blackshear,
Well, cheer.
and want to say Zane because that's like sketch. But let's see. We try to win some money off the rip, so we're gonna put what's her name in there, Jocelyn Edwards.
Edwards, grease it up.
Yeah, it's the first greasy on the first fried chicken wing of the night, and then we're gonna do my bad. We're gonna do straight up like you said with Michelle Pereira.
Pereira, minus 135, yeah.
And then I'm gonna do what am I at? 2 already or 3?
You're at 2.
2. Man, matter of
Yeah.
fact, throw TKO by Pereira too.
Okay, Pereira by TKO.
And then I'm gonna do Randy Brown and the Irishman.
Brown and Garry.
Yeah, fuck
What
it.
can Brown do for you? Pereira by TKO is plus 180. All right.
Cause man, he got knocked out by Sean Strickland, so
Yeah, I feel you. All right, man. Let's go. I'm going Ian Garry here. Garry at minus 125. I'm gonna throw this in there. I like Garry by decision, bro. Garry by decision is plus 235. I think that part is fire. That's a fire odds right there. And then I like Pereira. We talked about Pereira at minus 135. So we'll be on that together. And then do I do a greaser? I also like Wellmaker, honorable mention there. Yeah, I think I'll go greaser here. I'm gonna go Jocelyn Edwards. This is a disappointing one. This is a degenerate one. Amoram, Blackshear. We're on the same shit like that. And I'll throw one more in there, which is Alice Skarov. Yeah, man, that's gonna be my 4 right there. Yeah, hoping that Ian Garry comes through. I'm feeling good about Ian Garry here.
Ian
Feeling real
Garry.
good. Feeling good about there. Feeling good about Pereira and Wellmaker. But yeah, man. Till next time, man. Appreciate y'all. Tune in. Shout out to WrestleMania. We'll talk about some of that on the group chat on Wax, the Gen G universe. But tune in on that, man.
Shout out WrestleMania. Shout out the Smoke Down. Let's come back, man. Need to come back.
Hey,
Cause now
peace.
what's the